This video is brought to you by Madhaus Collectibles. Hey everybody, welcome to Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic. That's right, I let my wife shave my beard, but that's not why you're here today. We're here to talk about this guy. After numerous delays, rumors, re-releases, we've finally got the fourth member of the Fan Toys Demolition Derby, Smokey. Let's get into it. So here we have FT-31D Smokey. Another excellent figure from Fan Toys. He does have that Fan Toys quality. He is a very solid figure. He totally passes the shake test. Nice and heavy. It's got some really nice weight to it that you can feel right out of the box, and that just speaks to the amount of die cast that is in this figure. Really nice head sculpt. Looks like Fan Toys is going to continue to abuse the purple paint, chrome purple paint. Sorry. Chrome purple paint that we got on Thomas, because here it is again. But all the colors in the head sculpt do match his cartoon rendition, like exactly, and I love it. You got purple on the helmet and here on his ears. Really bright orange, not a bright orange, but sort of an intense orange here on this side, and it does go around the back as well. This really nice red chrome metallic visor, which is against this like ghost white face. So the red really pops off the face just because of the light color. They even captured like the angles, right? That's in his cartoon rendition as well. And of course he comes with an alternate face, which has a smirk on it, and I love this. This really gives him some personality. I think this actually matches his personality really well, or what I think his personality should be. But I'll definitely be using this smirk alt face because that's a really cool detail. Really like this. Alt mode's got some cool details on it. Things like the slick racing tires, they are completely smooth. They are rubber, no treads. The chrome rims and the chrome engine block, and then some painted details like black on the engine block. Really nice big tires on the back. There's some detailing here in the front wing, some aerodynamics that are going on. There's actually some gas cap covers that are here for the details, and some lines that are probably supposed to make up the suspension. Back here in the engine bay area are some details where the overhead cams exist, and they've even put the air intakes in for the engine bay. But they also double for the weapon storage. So this peg that's at the top is what the rifle will actually peg into, right? So you got the little peg hole there, and it will peg into that spot there. Not only does the rifle peg into this spot right here, but this slot that's right here is where the tab for the rifle tabs into the engine bay. So it fits in like that. And again, that type of detail and thinking and design always impresses me. The only oddity on the alt mode is this weird slot, this opening that they left here, and this is the head is actually in behind these two panels here, and there's a slot that's left open where you can see the purple of the head. Not sure why they did that. Again, not really noticeable, but it is there. Painting, the entire figure is painted top to bottom, with the exception of his thighs. They are just yellow plastic, and his hands, they're also just yellow plastic. Other than that, as far as I can tell, this figure is painted top to bottom in either a yellow color here, and it's kind of hard to tell with the lighting. I did the best that I could, but there are areas of him that are, I'm going to call it a mustard yellow or a dark yellow here around his chest area, down here in his feet. Again, this is matching the cartoon coloring. Alt mode's got the darker yellow or mustard yellow coloring here on the front wing, here around the cockpit, obviously it's part of his chest, and back here on the wing as well. Definitely lots of die cast on this guy. You can see die cast in his elbows, here in his knees, up here in his shoulders. There's also some die cast going on inside as part of the transformation. His crotch area here is die cast. I'm missing something. Oh yes, there's panels, again, part of the transformation on the sides of his legs. Anyway, tons of die cast in this, on this figure. Probably the most I've seen in a figure this size. The paint is also on the die-cast parts, like I said, completely painted top to bottom, except for the thighs and the hands. So this includes the die-cast parts. But of course, the risk with painted die-cast parts is that they do tend to chip. And I will admit that on this guy, which is the one that I used for my transformation videos, which means I had to go and transform this guy about a dozen times or so. So the back of the back of the arms are die cast and they're painted. And I will admit that on this guy, I managed to chip both of the forearms during the transformations, just on the corners. Very small, but it did chip. And the other part that I managed to chip, oddly, and I don't know how I managed to do this, but this waist area, the front flap here, this is die cast, this is painted, and I managed to chip the corner of this somehow, really small chip, but it did happen. So painted die cast does tend to chip, so just be mindful of it during your transformation. Be careful with the die cast parts. And what's really, really nice is those areas that are die cast are not the typical silver die cast, they're actually gold. I'm pretty sure you can see if you look here in his elbow, that's the most exposed, but this is actually gold colored die cast and not the silver colored die cast that you typically see, so that's a really nice touch. But the thing that I'm most impressed with this guy is his transformation. The transformation is nice and easy. It's fun, it's intuitive, and it's smart. If we take a look at the height of the car, if we take away the wing, if we go from here down, because the wing makes up part of his back, if we go from here down, they managed to take the entire height of this figure and squish it down into a space that is this big. It's impressive. And just a quick reminder, everybody, if you do like these videos and you want to see more of them, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Sure helps out a lot. Make sure to subscribe to my channel over here on this side. Hit that little bell to get those notifications so you don't miss any videos. And if you want to support the channel, please check out the links in the description. You can buy me a coffee. Check out the links down below for more info. And as some of you already noted, yes, the left knee on Smokey is different than his right knee, and we're all assuming that this has something to do with his combined mode. This will probably give us the elbow bend that we want. Don't really notice it. In my opinion, I don't think it's a big deal. It doesn't stick out that much. And if this is going to give us a one-piece arm elbow bend for the combined mode, I'm good with it. Interesting note on the articulation is this feels like a ratchet joint, but it feels weird. It feels softer than normal. Again, I don't know if that has to do with the combiner mode stuff. It's fine, like I showed earlier, it's still a very strong figure. The joint doesn't, it's not loose or anything. I just noted that it just feels different than the standard ratchet joint that we're used to. Another interesting thing, I struggle to get the rifle into his right hand, and I blame the thumb. Every time that I try to put a rifle into his hand and get it into the slot, the thumb pops out, either whether I'm putting the rifle into his hand or taking the rifle out, and I feel like the ball on the right thumb is smaller than the one that's on the left, and it attributes to it popping out. So just watch out on yours, because again, if it happened on two of mine, it's probably going to happen to somebody else, and somebody else commented on it. So if you're putting his rifle into his right hand, watch out for the thumb. It may pop out. And another one of the details, there's a steering wheel that's here. I'll just turn it around. The steering wheel that's actually in the cockpit, but unfortunately, mine popped out. And again, I saw that somebody else noted that the steering wheel popped out on theirs as well. It's not snapped in, it's not pegged in, it's not part of this chrome bar that is sitting here. It's literally just sitting in a shape that makes up the base of the steering wheel. And from what I can tell, it was I want to say it was glued on, and it popped off. Mine popped off during the transformation while I was flexing the body to separate the cockpit away from the rest of the body. And while I was shifting it back and forth, I heard something hit the floor, and when I looked down, it was the steering wheel. And then the other one to note is the pin that is holding the engine block onto the die-cast part that it pivots on to move from here into the cockpit. There's a pin that runs across the length of it, and it's already been noted by a couple of people that this pops out. This will probably become the new 2021 "where did this come from" post that we'll see on Facebook for the rest of the year. Quick size comparison. First is MP25 Trax, then MP35 Grapple, and FT-31A Road King. And if we take a look at Mike Lorber's G1 size scale chart, we'll see that drag strip is taller than Trax, a little bit taller than Trax, but the same height as Grapple. And of course, as we can see from the pictures, Fan Toys again is keeping in line with that masterpiece scale. Quick size comparison. First is MP25 Trax, then MP35 Grapple, and FT-31A Road King. Very quickly, we're going to look at the accessories, guys. It does come with two rifles that are slightly lighter chrome purple color than what we see on his head. They are right out of the cartoon. If you look at his cartoon rendition and look at his weapons, these are an exact match. Don't know why there's two of them. I don't ever remember him having two in the cartoon, so I'm not sure why they're giving us two here. But maybe they were listening to us on the complaints of Thomas where, you know, in his alt mode, having a rifle on one side throws off the symmetry. So with two of these, obviously in his alt mode, you can attach them on either side and it looks good. So maybe they were listening to us there. He comes with this alternate face, which I will zoom in on again. Nice smirk on it, really nice look, really nice personality. Like I said before, I will definitely be using this. And the last accessory that it comes with is this driver pilot that pegs into here. There's a spot on either side and two slots on the bottom that he just pegs into. I don't know. I can't explain it to you. Drag strip never had a driver in the cartoon. Why? I don't know. The unfortunate thing with accessories like the alt face and this driver, again, I don't know why, but as opposed to the weapons, where we can have weapon storage in the vehicle mode, which is really nice, there is nowhere to store this or that, although I did see one video by one reviewer where they were storing this in the area behind the head, which I thought was really odd. But there isn't anywhere to store these, so you have to, you know, keep track of them. Again, it'll probably be the first thing I'll lose. I guess I will store them in the back of Road King again. Head is on a ball joint, so it does tilt back slightly and tilt forward slightly. And it does rotate 45 degrees in either direction. It doesn't go around 360 because it does hit on this hinge that's at the top. Shoulder does rotate all the way around 360 degrees, and it will rotate up past 90 degrees. There is a bicep swivel. The elbow only bends 90 degrees. There isn't a double hinge here. There's a wrist rotation 360 degrees. The fingers on the hands are the typical fan toys. Each one is individually articulated. There is a pin at each knuckle on each finger, so lots of articulation in there. Thumb is the standard single ball joint without a pin in the knuckle, so it just pivots on the ball joint here. The waist has no ab crunch, but the waist does rotate 360 degrees. Legs are on a universal ball joint. That means that you will get the full Van Damme left and right. You'll get the full spread back 90 degrees, full spread forward 90 degrees. The knees bend 90 degrees. Again, there isn't a double knee joint here. And like I mentioned earlier, the feet do have articulation. They rotate in 90 degrees, and that is the only articulation on it. It does not rotate out. It does not rotate forward. It does not rotate back. And by the way, when I talk about foot articulation, I mean the full Van Damme foot articulation. That's it, everybody. If you've made it this far and you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Sure helps out a lot. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And please check the links in the description. If you'd like to support my channel, there's a link in there for buymeacoffee.com that you can use to support the channel. Also in the description are links to Madhaus Collectibles for all of your Transformer needs, and Mike Lorber, who's a graphic designer. He's the one that created the size scale chart that I use in my videos. Once again, thanks a lot. This has been Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic.